Good afternoon, students. This is Reema, your biology educator from V-Learning. So as you know that V-Learning is an online educational platform where we strive to provide quality education for all. So to get all the benefits from our channel, do subscribe to it if you have not subscribed, and also don't forget to visit to our website, that is www.v-learning.in, where you will be getting all the pre-recorded videos, the live classes, animated videos, and also the PDF notes of all these topics. So in our last class, we have started with the chapter number 7, right? That is the structural organization in the animals. So in this chapter, we will be learning about the animal tissues. So in our previous class, we have completed the epithelial tissue and the connective tissue, right? So in today's class, we are going to cover the muscle tissue, that is the muscular tissue, and the neural tissue, and this is your lecture number 2. So let's begin today's class. So what is this muscle tissue or the muscular tissue? As you know that our body is made up of 4 different types of tissue, right? So among them, this muscle tissue is one of the important tissue. Because of this muscle tissue, we are able to move, we are able to do the locomotion and the contraction, right? So all these things are taking place because of our muscle, that is the muscle tissue. So this muscle tissue, from where it has been derived. So this muscle tissue is derived from the mesoderm of the embryo. So you remembered in the that is in our previous chapters, we have learned about the that is in the embryo. When the embryo forms, there are 3 layers. During the gestation period, there are 3 layers, right? That is the ectoderm, mesoderm, and the endoderm. So this muscle tissue, how it has been derived when the baby has been developing. So during that time, from the mesoderm of the embryo, the muscle tissue is being derived. So all the animals, that is all the animal tissue, modified animals which are coming in the higher group, they have been derived from the mesoderm. Clear? So the origin of muscular tissue is the mesoderm. So what is the origin? The origin of muscular tissue is mesoderm. So where is this or what is the function of this muscle tissue? As you know that the function of muscle tissue is locomotion and movement. Now as you can see that I am moving, right? This is locomotion, okay? How you will identify what is locomotion and movement? Locomotion, that is moving from one place to another. And what is this movement? Someone is dancing, right? Someone is moving the hands, right? So that is movements. And also it is responsible for contraction. So the function is locomotion, movement, and contraction. Now, this muscular tissue, it consists of a protein that is known as contractile protein. So the protein which is present in muscular tissue is contractile protein. So what is this mesoderm? Mesoderm is one of the layer during the formation of the embryo in the gestation period. So if you remember that there are 3 layers in the embryo. Now what is this embryo? Embryo is being formed from the zygote, right? So when the zygote, it divides continuously, it leads to the formation of embryo. So in the embryo, during the gestation period, there are 3 layers. One is your ectoderm, one is ectoderm, then this layer, the second layer is the mesoderm. All right, and third layer is the endoderm. The third layer is endoderm. So all the highly developed animals, that is, their muscles are derived from the mesoderm. So what is this muscle tissue? This muscle tissue is made up of muscle cells. Okay, so they are made up of muscle. Okay, muscle cells. So this muscle cells has got muscle fibers. So this muscle cell has muscle fiber. So if we look into the muscle, inside the muscle we'll get the muscle fibers. This fibers, what it does? It provides protection. And what is the function of this contractile protein? This contractile protein, it helps in the contraction and relaxation of the muscles. The muscles contract and relax with the help of this contractile proteins. Clear? So this muscle, if we look into the muscle, inside the muscle we will see the muscle fiber. And when you go inside the muscle fiber, we will get the myofiber. We will get what? We will get myofiber. And when we look deep inside the myofiber, we will see myofilament. We will see myofilament. Now, how is the shape of this? How is the shape of this muscle tissues? This muscle tissues, it can be cylindrical in shape. It can be cylindrical in shape. It can be elongated in shape. Okay. It can be elongated in shape, and it may contains one nucleus or many nucleus. So it can be cylindrical or it can be elongated in shape. So like this, it can be cylindrical. And how they are connected? All the muscle tissue, they are connected with the help of your connective tissues. So all these muscle tissues, they are connected with the help of which tissue? They are connected with the help of connective tissues. So they also have what? They also have nucleus. So some may have what? Some may have many nucleus. So here, as you can see, they will be having, or they have many nucleus, right? And here you can see only one nucleus at the center. So see here, there is only one nucleus, right? Only one nucleus. So the number of the nucleus in the muscle tissue, it may vary. And also how the fibers are arranged. The fibers in the muscle tissue are arranged in a parallel fashion. Okay. So the fibers, let me draw here. Okay. So if I draw this muscular tissue, this is a smooth muscle cell or smooth muscle tissue. So the fibers will be arranged in a parallel fashion. So like this manner, the fibers will be arranged. So these fibers are known as myofiber. So these are the muscle fibers, or you can call as myofibers, okay, or myofiber. So how they are arranged? They are arranged in a parallel fashion. So they are arranged in a parallel fashion. So is that clear? This is about the introduction of the muscle tissue or the muscular tissue. Now, do you know that this muscular tissue cannot work by itself? It also releases ions. This muscular tissue also releases ions, okay? Also releases calcium ions. But for releasing the calcium ions, it needs the signals, okay? So all the tissues inside our body, it depends on two things, that is two tissues. One is the nerve tissue and another one is the endocrine system, okay? So our body cannot function properly if the nerve tissues are not giving proper signal, okay? So if you have proper muscle tissue in your body, but your nerve cells are damaged, okay? So your body cannot function properly because you see, I am talking now with you, right? So I'm talking because my brain is signaling. So I'm writing in the board. So how can I write? How can I move my hand? So it's because of that is the brain is sending signals. So it depends on the nerves. All the tissues in our body are depending on the nerve tissue. So this muscle tissue also depends on the nerve tissue for its signal, that is for contraction, okay, for movement. So I cannot write here if my brain is not sending signal, okay. So I'm able to write here, I'm able to move my muscle, okay, I'm able to move my muscle because my brain is signaling, right? So it depends on what this muscle tissue also depends. It depends all the tissues, not only the muscle tissue. All the tissues in our body are dependent on the nerve. Okay, the nerve tissues. Is that clear? And also one more thing is the endocrine system. That is the hormones. Okay, so our body is being controlled and coordinated with the help of the two things. One is the nerve tissue, another is the endocrine system, that is your hormones. Is that clear? So this is about the muscle tissue. Now let's learn about that. How is the process of muscle contraction, how the muscle contracts. Okay, so as I said that all the tissues are depending on the nerve tissue, right? So it depends on nerve tissue for the signals. So our nerves, it sends the signals to the different cells, and because of which we are able to respond. The cells are able to contract, right? So let us see how it works, the process. So see, let me draw here a nerve cell. So you have studied this nerve or neuron diagram. You have been studying from the lower classes, right? You have studied this in your 9th standard also, the diagram of neuron. So see, it is like this, right? Neuron, how it looks. So this is what? This is the axon terminal, and this is what? This is the cell body, right? And this is what? This is the dendrites. All right. This is dendrite. Clear? This is cell body. This is cell body, right? Then this is what this part is axon. This part is axon, right? And this is what? This is axon terminal. So this is axon terminal, right? So here the axon is covered with the help of a covering that is known as myelin sheet. So this covering is known as myelin sheet, right? Myelin sheet. So this here this is the diagram of what? This is the diagram of nerve cells. So the nerve cells are going to send what? They are going to send signals, right? So how they send signals? They will be sending signals. Let me take different color. They will be sending signals from here through the axon, and it will be transmitted through the axon terminal. So these signals are in the form of neurotransmitters that are known as acetylcholine. Okay, so what are the signals known as? The signals are in the form of neurotransmitters. They are known as acetylcholine. So they are known as acetylcholine. Now, this signal, what happens? It should go to the muscle cell, right? So let me draw here a muscle cell under or near to this. So see, this is the muscle cell, for example. Okay. So here what happens here? There will be various receptors. Okay. On top of the muscle cell, there will be various receptors, and these receptors, what it does? It will be receiving the signals. Okay, it will be receiving this acetylcholine choline, this receptors on the muscle cell. So inside the muscle cell, what is present inside the muscle cell? Different other cell organelles will be present. So as you know that every cell has got plasma membrane, right? So similarly, this muscle cell, okay, let me write here, this is a muscle cell, okay? So this muscle cell also got the plasma membrane, but in case of this muscle cell, the plasma membrane is known as sarcolemma. All right. So this is the plasma membrane, and this is known as sarcolemma. Clear? So inside this, there will be again endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. This is endoplasmic reticulum, and this is the cytoplasm. Okay, this is the cytoplasm where various cell organelles are present. So in case of the muscle cell, the cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm. Okay, this cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm. And endoplasmic reticulum are known as sarcoplasmic reticulum. So this endoplasmic reticulum are known as sarcoplasmic reticulum. Sarcoplasmic reticulum. Clear? So see, so what happens? So when this the signals, okay, here what happens from in the axon, okay, there are two types of signals, okay. In the axon there will be, here in the axon there will be electrical signal, okay, there will be electrical signal, and here near the axon terminal there will be chemical signal. So conversion of this electrical and the chemical signal we will discuss when we'll be learning about the nervous system chapter in detail. So see, when the signals come and binds to the receptor, so these are the signals, right? That is the acetylcholine. So when these are coming and binding to the receptor, this is the receptor, right? Let me write here R. Okay, this is the receptor. So this will come and bind to the receptor, that is known as depolarization. Okay, so two things might happen. One is known as polarization and another is known as depolarization. So what is this polarization? What is this polarization and what is this depolarization? Depolarization means what? Polarization means what? Polarization means what? The signals, that is the signals means acetylcholine. The signals not binding with what? Not binding with the receptors. Clear? The signals are not binding with the receptor. That we call as what? That we call as polarization. And what is this depolarization? What is this depolarization? Depolarization means what? Depolarization means the acetylcholine, that is the signals. Okay, the signals are binding. Okay, the signals, that is the signals, they bind. Okay, the signals bind with what? The signals bind with the receptors which are present in the muscle cell. Okay, now I forgot to tell you one thing. Here this area, okay, so you can see this area. Okay, this area is known as neuromuscular junction. That is the area between the from where the signals are coming and the muscle cell. This area is known as what? This area is known as neuromuscular junction. So neuromuscular junction. Clear? So this area is known as the area between the receptor and that is the signal is known as neuromuscular junction. So what happens when depolarization takes place? That means the signals binding with the receptors. So when the signals are binding with the receptors, that is the signals, you can see it is binding with the receptors. Okay, the signals are binding with the receptors. That is, depolarization is taking place. So at that time, in the endoplasmic reticulum, that is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum. Okay, in case of muscle cell, the endoplasmic reticulum is called what? It is called as sarcoplasmic reticulum. So this sarcoplasmic reticulum, it has got abundance of calcium. All right. So what is present here? Abundance of calcium ions. So this calcium ions are being activated. Okay. So this calcium ions are being activated and released to where? Released to the cytoplasm. Clear? Released to the cytoplasm. What is the name of cytoplasm of muscle cell? That is sarcoplasm. The calcium ions, that is the ions are released in the sarcoplasm. So this is how the contraction takes place. So because of which what? Because of which the muscle cell contract. Okay, that is how the contraction takes place. So it's because of the signals which has been transmitted by the nerve cells. Okay, so because of which the contraction is taking place in our body. Is that clear? This is the process of muscle contraction. Now next, are you clear up to this? Now next, let us learn about the structure of muscle. So how is the structure of muscle? So let us understand first what is muscle made up of. So the muscle, it is made up of what? The muscle is made up of muscle fiber, right? So it is made up of muscle fiber. All right. So this muscle fiber, when you look deep into the muscle fiber, what you will see? You will see the myofibril. Okay, you will see the myofibril. And when we see inside the myofibril, what we will find? Inside the myofibril, we will find myofilament. We will find myofilament. Is that clear? This is how the muscle is being structured or designed. Alright. Now if I draw the diagram of muscle, let's say, so this is one muscle fiber. So this is a muscle fiber. These are all the fibers which are made up of contractile proteins. In between you will see nucleus also. So this is what? This is the muscle fiber. Okay. So see, when we see the muscle fiber, so here what happens? So here many muscle fibers will be there. So in the muscle fiber, what you will get? In the muscle fiber, you will get what? You will get the myofibril, right? So this is what? This is your myofibril. This is myofibril. Clear? So when we look deep into the myofibril, what we'll find? When we dissect this myofibril, we will get what? We will see the myofilament. Okay? So how does the myofilament looks like? So it is, let's say, this is cylindrical in structure. Okay? So see. So if I draw it like this, here you will see different bands. Some bands will be dark, some will be light. Okay, you will be looking into different bands. Okay, so these are different bands which are arranged in an irregular fashion. So we will find different bands which are light and dark in color. So some of the bands will be dark, right? You can see this is dark and this is light. Okay, so this is dark band, this is dark band, and this is what? This one is light band, light band. Now what is this structure? This structure is for what? This structure is for myofilament. Okay, we will see where the light and the dark bands, we will see it in the myofilament. So see, this dark bands, it is made up of a protein that is known as what? That is known as myosin. Okay, so this dark band, it is made up of what? It is made up of myosin filament. Okay, it is made up of myosin filament. And what about this light band? This light band, it is made up of actin filament. All right, so we will see various types of filament. Okay, so talking about this muscle, okay, there are different types of muscle again. Okay, there are different types of muscle. Basically, there are three types of muscle. One is what? One is skeletal muscle, then smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. So there are basically three types of muscle. So next, so let us see what is this muscular tissue. You can write it down. All types of movement are due to the muscular tissue. As I have said that every movement we do, okay, whenever we do exercise also, our muscles get degenerated. Okay, so due to physical exercise, sometimes the muscles get tear also. So our muscles needs what? Our muscles needs protein. So it is being suggested that immediately after the exercise, we should take what? We should take the supplements of protein, or we should take egg, right? We should take the milk, okay, because our muscles get degenerated due to the heavy exercise. And all the movement in our body, it's because of what? It's because of your muscular tissue. Is that clear? Okay, so this tissue constitute what? This tissue constitute the muscle. Okay, this tissue constitute the muscle in our body. So each muscle is made up of many long cylindrical fibers arranged in a parallel arrays or parallel fashion, and these fibers are composed of numerous fine fibrils, which are known as what? Which are known as myofibrils. So as we have seen that inside the muscle we have what? We have various fibers, and these fibers are composed of what? These are composed of your myofibrils. Is that clear? So next, and these muscles have cylindrical fiber-like cells called fibers. Okay, so muscles are made up of fibers. So what is the function of this fiber? This function of the fiber is what? It provides support. Okay, it provides protection. Our body is made up of muscle. Because of this muscle, our body is getting the structure, proper shape, right? So it is providing what? It is providing support to our body. And the muscle fibers, which are present in the form of sheets and bundles, are held together by the connective tissue. So as I have already said that all the muscle fibers, all the muscles in our body, they require connective tissue. They are held together or held together by the connective tissues. So the muscle fibers contain long thread proteinaceous fibrils called myofibrils. Okay, so inside the muscle fibers we will get the long thread-like structures which are made up of protein, that is called myofibrils. So next, muscle fibers contract in response to stimulation, then relax and return to the unconstructed state in a coordinate fashion. So I am writing here in the board, isn't it? So I'm writing here in the board, right? So our muscles are contracting. I can move my muscle. So, but all the muscles you cannot move. That is the muscles which is present in your blood vessel. Can you move the muscle which is present in your heart? Can we control them? We cannot control them. So some of the muscles are voluntary muscles and some are involuntary muscles. So the voluntary muscles we can control. So our muscles, it contracts and relax, and it all depends on what? It all depends the nerves, the nervous tissues. Is that clear? So whenever the nervous tissues are signaling, then only the muscles are working, right? So it changes, the action moves the body to adjust to the changes in the environment and to maintain the position of the various parts of the body. All right, so as I have explained that how the contraction takes place, it is because of the signals emitted by our nerves, right? So because of which our muscles are moving accordingly and changing the various position of the body. In general, the muscles play an active role in all the movements of the body. Yes, it is because of the muscles, okay? It is because of the muscle I'm able to walk now, right? So it is because of muscle. All the movement in our body is depending on the muscles, and the muscular tissue, on which tissue it is depending? Yes, it is depending on the nervous tissue. So with the help of the nervous tissue only, the muscular tissues are contracting. Is that clear? So this is about the muscular tissue. So now let us learn about the types of muscle. So as I have said that the muscle, it is again divided into how many types? It is divided into 3 types. So what are the 3 types? The 3 types of the muscles are, so you can write it down. So first one is the striated muscle. Striated muscle. The second one is unstriated muscle. The third one is cardiac muscle. So in our body there are different types of muscles, and these muscles are located at different places. Now these striated muscles are the muscles which we can control. That is, the striated muscles are also known as the skeletal muscles or the voluntary muscles. Voluntary means which we can control. See, I can control the movement of my hand, isn't it? So these are the striated muscles. So where the striated muscles are present? These are present in all the parts of our body, like in our face, in our hands, in our bones, right? So in our legs, in our cheeks, okay, in our face. So the striated muscles are located in the arms, body wall, everywhere. So what about these unstriated muscles? These unstriated muscles are the involuntary muscles. That is, which we cannot control. Can you control the heartbeat of your heart? No, right? So this is unstriated muscle. So we cannot control. That is, these are the involuntary muscles which we cannot control. So where these unstriated muscles or the smooth muscles are present? These are present in the visceral organs. Okay, visceral organs are what? Visceral organs are the organs which are present inside our body, inside our coelom or the cavity, which we cannot see. Clear? For example, the blood vessels. Okay, for example, in the of the heart. So these are present in the blood vessels or in the walls of the heart, which we cannot control. Clear? And what about this cardiac muscle? This cardiac muscle, where it is present? Yes, it is present in the walls of the heart. Okay, so it is present in the walls of the heart and provides protection to the heart. So striated muscle, it is also known as what? It is also known as voluntary muscle or the skeletal muscles. Now, why it is known as the skeletal muscle? Yes, why the striated muscle is known as skeletal muscle? Why it is also known as skeletal muscle? Because it is attached to the bone. Okay, these muscles are attached to what? They are attached to bones. So how they look like? How is the shape? The striated muscles are like this. They are cylindrical in shape and they will be having many nucleus. They will be having more than one nucleus. They have multiple nucleus. Okay, so they have multiple nucleus and they are arranged in an irregular fashion. They will be having many nucleus. All these are what? All these are the nucleus. These are nucleus. Clear? So yes, next is unstriated muscles. So unstriated muscles are also known as smooth muscle. So unstriated muscle, where they are present? They are present in the visceral organs. And their shape is like this. They are spindle shaped. Okay, whereas this is what? This is cylindrical shape. This is cylindrical in shape. Okay, this is cylindrical in shape, whereas this is spindle. This is spindle in shape. You can see it has got an end, right? These ends are known as tapering ends. So as you can see here, the striated muscles are these muscles are, you can see they are unbranched, okay? There is no branch. You cannot see any branches here, right? So they are unbranched, whereas this cardiac muscle, when we look into the cardiac muscle, they will be branched, okay? They will be branched. These cardiac muscles are the branched muscles. They are joined to one another with the help of this junction. Okay, this junction is known as gap junction. So they are what? The cardiac muscles are branched. They are branched. And here, what happens in the cardiac muscle? Where it is present? It is present in the walls of our heart. It provides protection to the heart. Okay, and it is joined with the help of gap junction. We'll discuss it in detail. So now let us see the types of muscle. As you can see, skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle. When you look into the diagram in your NCERT, you will see this type of diagram. So I'll explain about the light and the dark bands. So here you will see multiple nucleus in case of what? In case of the skeletal muscle or the striated muscle. So in case of the smooth muscles, it will be spindle shape, and the nucleus. How many nucleus are there? There will be single nucleus. Okay, there is only one nucleus here. All right, there is only one nucleus, and the nucleus is located where? It is located in the center. Clear? So as you can see, the nucleus is located in the center or not? So it is located in the center. So here you can see it is branched. This is cardiac. It is branched, and it also has many nucleus, okay? And they are also arranged in an irregular fashion. So see, this is the junction, okay? So this junction is known as the gap junction, which helps in the joining of all these muscle fibers. So this is the diagram from your textbook. Next, let us learn about the skeletal muscles. So the skeletal muscles, where you will see basically the biceps and the triceps, right? The biceps and the triceps, they consist of which type of muscles? They are the skeletal muscles. So where they are found? Location. So if we talk about the location, they will be present where? They will be present in the biceps, triceps. Especially I have seen the boys, they will show the biceps and the triceps, right? What they are made up of? They are made up of what? They are made up of skeletal muscle tissue. And also they will be present all over the body, that is in our arms, okay, body wall, in the face, okay. So they also will be present in the arms, legs, body wall, face. So when we look into the diagram, as you have seen that they are cylindrical like this, isn't it? These are myofibrils. They are cylindrical. They are branched or unbranched? They are unbranched, right? So these are what? These are the, okay. So sorry. Yes. The nucleus, it will be present here. This is the nucleus. Here in between, the nucleus will be present. So here the nucleus are present. The nucleus, they are joined with the help of which tissue? Connective tissue. So they will be having the light and the dark bands. So some of the bands will be dark, some will be light, and they will be arranged in a parallel fashion. The myofibril will be arranged in a parallel fashion. These fibers are known as what? These fibers are known as myofibrils. So see, there will be light and the dark bands. Light and the dark bands in between. And they will be arranged in a parallel fashion. So what you can see here in the straightened muscles, okay? In the straightened muscle, we will find what? In the straightened muscle, we will find dark and light band, isn't it? You can see the light and the dark bands or not. Then how many nucleus are there? There is one or many nucleus. They are multi-nucleate. They are multi-nucleate. And also this nucleus, it is arranged in a regular or irregular fashion. It is arranged in a irregular fashion, okay? It is not arranged in a regular fashion. It is arranged in a irregular fashion in between the fibers. So it is the nucleus are arranged irregular, or you can write irregular arrangement of nucleus. Okay, so this skeletal muscles, they are also known as what? They are also known as the voluntary muscle. They are also known as the voluntary muscle. So is that clear? And what is the shape of this? How is the shape? The shape is cylindrical, right? The shape is cylindrical. They are cylindrical and they are what? They are branched to unbranched. They are branched to unbranched. They are unbranched, right? They are unbranched. So this is all about the skeletal muscle. Now let's move in. Now let's read the theory of the skeletal muscle. It is closely attached to the skeletal bones. As I have said that they are attached, that is the skeletal muscles, they are always attached to what? They are always attached to the bones, that is the skeletal bones, right? So in a typical muscle such as the biceps, okay, the straightened skeletal muscle fibers are bundled together in a parallel fashion. So how they are arranged? As you can see, they are arranged in a parallel, okay, like this, in a parallel fashion, right? So they are arranged in a parallel fashion. So and also, yes, a sheet of tough connective tissue encloses several bundles of muscle fibers. So these muscle fibers are always covered with which tissue? They are always connected with the connective tissue. So as you can see, this is the picture of the straightened muscle. So these are what? These are the nucleus. These are the nucleus. So these are striations which you can see here. So some of the bands will be light and some of the bands will be dark. So here we can see, or here we will see the light and the dark bands. Yes, next type of tissue is the smooth muscle tissue or the smooth muscle cell. So where we will find the smooth muscle tissue, they are also known as what? They are also known as involuntary muscle tissue. They are also known as involuntary muscle. Now, involuntary means which we cannot control. So, which we cannot control. They are also known as unstraighted muscle. They are also known as unstraighted. They are also known as unstraighted muscle. So, where they are present? They are present in the blood vessels. Okay, they are present in the blood vessels and also in the visceral organs. So, they are present where? They are present in the visceral. They are present in the visceral organs. All right. For example, the blood vessel. For example, the blood vessel. How is the shape of them? How is the shape of this? This is spindle shape, right? So the shape you can write. How is the shape? The shape is spindle. The shape is spindle shape, and it has got what? It has got a tapering ends, isn't it? So how many nucleus are there? If I draw many muscle fibers, here of smooth muscles. How many nucleus you can see here? Multiple or only one? Only one, right? So they are uninucleate. They are uninucleate, isn't it? And where is the nucleus located? It is located in the center, right? So the nucleus is located in the center. Okay, the nucleus is located in the center. So this is about smooth muscle tissue. Now next, let us read the smooth muscle tissue. You can write down these definitions. The smooth muscle fibers has a tapering ends, and also they do not show striations. Okay. So cell junctions hold them together and they are bundled together in a connective tissue sheet. So they are also covered with the help of this tissue, that is the connective tissue. And the cell junctions, we have studied the cell junctions in the last class. What is the function of the cell junction? The cell junctions are responsible for holding the tissues together or holding the cells together. So they are helped with one another with the help of the cell junctions. And the internal organs such as our blood vessel, inside our body we have many organs, right? Stomach, kidney, right? Lungs. So all these organs, they are containing, internal organs are containing what? They are containing this smooth muscle tissue. So the walls of internal organs such as the blood vessels, the stomach and the intestine, it contains this type of muscle tissue. So inside our body, all the internal organs, they have got, or they are made up of which type of tissue? They are made up of the smooth muscle tissue. So this is all about it. So next, yes, we have learned that they are involuntary, right? We usually are not able to make it contract, okay? Thinking of it that we can do. For example, you just think that you will be controlling your heartbeat. Can you able to control it? Can you able to control the muscles in your stomach, kidney? No, right? So, for example, if I think that, I'm thinking that I will not write now. I will not write, right? I'm standing here. So, I'm able to control it. These are the voluntary muscles. So, if I think that I will write now, so I will start writing now, right? So, the smooth muscles, we cannot control by thinking. If we think that it will control your heartbeat, you cannot, okay? So, this is all about it. So, next is the cardiac muscle tissue. So, cardiac muscle tissue, as you know that where it is present in the walls of the heart. So, the walls of the heart are made up of which type of muscle? That is the cardiac muscle tissue. So, where it is present? It is present in the walls of heart. Next, this type of tissues are connected with the help of gap junction. So, this type of tissue, they are branched or unbranched? They are branched, right? They are branched. So, they are branched. As you can see, these are the branches. So, they are branched. They are branched and they are connected together with the help of gap junctions, okay? They are connected with the help of which junction? They are connected with the help of gap junction. Clear? So they are branched and they are connected with the help of gap junction. So this gap junctions, it helps in the supply of nutrients and it helps to transmit the molecules inside and outside the cell. So this is about the cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscle is a contractile tissue which is present in our heart, and the cell junctions fuse the plasma membrane of the cardiac muscle cells and make them stick together. So how they are stick together? As I have explained, they are stick together with the help of the gap junction, which is one type of what? One type of cell junction. So you have learned in the previous class that there are three types of cell junction, right? There are three types of cell junction. So one of the cell junction is the gap junction. So there are three types of cell junction like gap junction, tight junction and adherence junction. So it is connected with the help of the cell junction, that is the gap junction. So communication junctions at some at some fusion points allow the cells to contract, and because of this contraction they are able to receive the signals and they are able to connect with the neighboring tissues. Okay, so because of which the contraction takes place. Yes. Yeah. Now you already know what is the function of this muscular tissue, right? So you can write it down: locomotion, movement, contraction, and providing posture and position to our body. So these are the 4 functions of the muscular tissues. So this is all about the muscular tissue. I hope you have understood all about this muscular tissue. So far we have completed muscular tissue, where we have learned about the various types of muscle cell, and also we have seen what? We have seen the process of muscle contraction, right? The structure of the muscle cell. Now let us learn about another type of tissue for today, is the neural tissue, that is the nervous tissue. So nervous tissue is what? It is the tissue on which all the tissues depends, right? So the nervous tissue or the neural tissue, it mainly controls our brain, right? It mainly controls, or it mainly present where? It mainly present in the brain, then spinal cord, and one more is the nerve, right? And nerve. So how it has been formed? The nervous tissue has been formed from the nerve cells. So when many nerve cells they join together, they form the nervous tissue. So how it is? We have already learned about this structure. The nerve, it is like this, right? These are the axon terminal. Now, what do you mean by this synapses? Synapses. What does this term means? Synapses is also known as nerve junction, okay? So as you can see, these are the dendrites, right? And this is the axon terminal. So here what happens? Here another neuron, it is joining, isn't it? This joining or this gap is known as synapses. This gap or this joining here in between, the joining which is taking place between 2 nerves is known as synapses. So synapses is nothing but what? Synapses is the junction where the 2 nerve cells joins. Is that clear? So synapses is the junction where the 2 nerve cells join. So you can see the axon terminal, it is joining with the, that is the ending of the axon terminal, it is joining with the dendrites. Okay, so when the nerve when one nerve it joins with another nerve, it forms a junction, right? That junction is known as synapses. Is that clear? So you can write down the synapses. It is the junction. It is the junction between 2 neuron. And what is this neuron? This neuron is the functional unit of the nerve cell. This neuron is what? This neuron is the functional and structural unit of the nerve cell. So you know that nerve cell is what? Nerve cell is the longest cell in our body. It is the longest cell in our body. Is that clear? So this nerve cell, it is responsible for what? What is the function of this nerve cell? It is responsible for controlling and coordinating all the actions in our body. So our body is functioning properly. It's because of the nerve cell. It controls and coordinates, and also it is responsible for what? It is responsible for passing the information. It passes the information between the various cells. Is that clear? So this is the function of the neural tissue. So see, it controls what? It controls the body's response, right? Transmits the message in our body, and also what? Brain, spinal cord, and the nerves are composed of the nervous tissue. That is where it is present, right? It is present in the brain, spinal cord, and the nerves. So nerves, again, it can be differentiated into two types. One is myelinated nerves and another is non-myelinated nerves. Okay, we will learn in the nervous system chapter when we will be learning about the human physiology. So nervous system, it again consists of two types of cells. So in the nerves or in the nervous system, we will find how many types of cells? There will be two types of cells. So what are the two types of cells? One is the neuron and another one is neuroglial cells. Okay, one is neuron, another one is neuroglial cells. So what is this neuron? What is this neuron? We have already studied the structure of a neuron. So the neuron is what? The neuron is the structural. The neuron is the structural and functional unit of nerve. Clear? So how is the diagram of this neuron? So this is like this. We have already studied. So these are what? These are the dendrites, right? These are the dendrites, many dendrites, and this is what? This is the myelin sheet. This is the myelin sheet. This is axon. This part is known as axon. Axon is covered with myelin sheet. So this covering, okay, this covering is known as myelin sheet. Okay, and here what we will get? Here downside is the axon terminal. These are what? Axon terminal. These are axon terminal. Okay, and here what we'll get? We will get what? We will get the cell body. Okay, so this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus, and this part, okay, this part is known as cell body. So this is cell body. In the cell body, we find the nucleus. This is the axon, and this is the axon terminal, and these are what? These are the dendrites. So what are the various parts? The neuron has got how many parts? The neuron has got basically 4 parts. Okay, the neuron has got 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? The 4 parts are cell body. Okay, then number 2 is axon. Number 2 is axon. Then number 3 is dendrites. And then last one is axon terminal. So these are the 4 parts of the neuron. Is that clear? So here in the neuron, you will find some granules. Okay, these granules are known as Nissl granules. What is this? These are known as Nissl granules. These are known as Nissl granules. Okay, these are known as Nissl granules. Now this Nissl granules, it is composed of ribosome and rough endoplasmic reticulum. It is composed of what? It is composed of ribosome and what? And rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now you must be knowing that the function of ribosome and rough endoplasmic reticulum is what? It is for, that is protein formation. What it does? It forms protein. Okay, it helps in protein formation. So these are myelin sheet. Okay, this covering is myelin sheet, and here you will find some nodes. Okay, the gap which is present. Okay, you can see some gaps, right? These gaps are known as nodes of Renville. The gaps which are present in between the myelin sheet, okay, the gaps which are present in between the myelin sheet, these are known as nodes of Renville. So this is all about the structure of neuron. Okay, here you will find the 4 parts. So now let us learn the neural tissue. Let us see the theory of it. The neural tissue exerts the greatest control. Okay, it controls and coordinates all activities in our body, and it responds to the body's responsiveness that is over the body's responsiveness. It controls and change according to the changing conditions. And the neurons is the unit of neural system. So as I have said that the neuron is what? It is the structural and functional unit of what? Of the nervous system. And the neuroglial cells, okay, so there are two types of cells, right? One is what? One is the neuron, and second one is what? The neuroglial cells. So the neuroglial cells, it considers the rest of the neural system, and it protects and support the neurons. So the function is protection and support. So it makes up more than 1/2 of the volume of neural tissue in our body. So these neuroglial cells, as you can see, these are the neuroglial cells, okay. So it makes up the how much volume? It makes up more than 1/2 of the volume of the neural tissue in our body. So again, in the neuroglial cells, there are various cells like such one cells, okay. We will learn it in the nervous system chapter in detail. So this is the diagram of the neuron or the nerve cell, which is showing the neuron and the neuroglial cells present inside it. Clear? Yes. And the function you already know. The function of the nervous tissue is control and coordination, transmitting signals, and it stimulates muscle contraction. So you can, this is the diagram of the nerve on that is the neuron, right? This is the diagram of neuron. So you can draw it and you can write down the function of neural tissue. So this is all about it. I hope you have understood about the nervous tissue. So in today's class, we have completed the muscle tissue, right? And also we have learned about the nervous tissue. So this is all about today. So I hope you have understood all the concepts which have been discussed in today's session. In my next class, I will be starting with a new topic, that is the morphology and the anatomy of the animals. Okay. So if you like this video, do like it and also share it with your friends so that they get benefit out of it. And don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get notification of all my classes, and visit to our website, that is www.v-learning.in, where you will be getting the PDF notes of all these topics. So this is all about today. See you in my next class. Till then, take care and bye-bye.